But tvlesson.com is a hugely authoritative channel with a lot of let me just click in here, with a ton of videos in it, and you can see here that the channel has a page rank of 5. So from all the activity that they have done inside their channel, commenting on other people's videos, interacting and getting comments on their videos, getting added to playlists and things like that, has funneled a ton of page rank back here. And because of their page rank 5 and their authoritative status, they were very difficult to beat. In fact, I've very rarely popped them out of their position. Most of the time, it's just me and this other guy in the first position. Usually, this number 3 guy isn't even in there at all. But by virtue of, since this test result was not, since this test result was not my account, this was Renuka Sridhar's account right here. What happened was I was unable to do any internal backlinks to this backlinks to this channel because I was not a channel owner, so I couldn't make comments with that channel, and I was at a huge disadvantage. So that just goes to show you that even in a pretty competitive market with around 400,000 competing results, you can rank a video without doing any external linking at all. Now, I don't want to get your hopes up and say that that's all you're going to need, because more than likely you will need more than that, but which is what we're going to talk about today. So the last session we talked about internal ranking factors, and if I could just say, if you could just hold your questions, I see if some questions starting to fly. A lot of the questions I'm seeing come through are going to be answered in this session from my presentation. So you could just hold your questions, unless it's a question like, I can't see the video or I can't hear your voice. If you could just hold your questions until the end of the session, I'll open it up for Q&A, and I'll answer all your questions then. That'd be best, because I think some of the questions are going to be answered from my presentation, and then I won't know if a question still needs to be answered or if I answered it in the presentation or not. So okay, so all right, so we talked about internal ranking factors last time. We talked about setting up your channel properly. We talked about internal page rank flow, comments, high video responses, top comments, and views. And then I started in on some external YouTube ranking factors, and we talked about fake views, which are sort of internal but also an external ranking factor. And the main purpose of fake views is because you're going to get yourself noticed in by the media. And this, sometimes when I remember when people used to always talk about link bait and stuff like that, I used to always sort of write it off and say, just sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus to me. Is that really possible to actually do? And I just had a hard time believing that that was really something that really worked. Frankly, it just didn't seem like a highly controlled type of a situation that you could predict. So it really I just veered away from that type of thing. But with YouTube, I've found the opposite to be true. And for example, here on this Guardian, the Guardian is a major authoritative media site in the UK, and they have this is one of the pages that chess video actually got featured on. If you scroll down, you can see we've got a link right down here for how to win chess in 4 moves, pawn movie. And we got this backlink tremendously helped our ranking. In fact, we probably had to do a lot less work. We were at a disadvantage because we didn't own the account, but we had to do a lot of less work because of this link. And then the other links, once you're linked in a major news channel like this, other links start to spawn off from that. But you can see what this basically is the Guardian viral video chart. So basically what this is a article that they do. I don't know if it's every day or every week, But they do a little article, and it's purely linking to the highest viral videos, the videos that have gotten the most views in a short amount of time in the recent few days. And so it's very easy to get a link like this just by getting 100,000 or so views in a short period of time. And this really works. This is not the first time I have gotten linked from. I have not. It's not the first time I've gotten links like this and really seen how the backlinks can just start to flood in from all over the place without doing any work, just from getting some mention on a major site like this. I even know people that have gotten contacted by major news outlets and asked to do more videos. There's all kinds of things that can spawn once your video starts to get a ton of views, and so getting those external views is really important. So we talked about that, and then I also gave you the high PR backlink sources, which is the next stage in the formula, getting high PR backlinks to your video directly. And I gave you a bunch of Web 2.0 properties that are very easy to build up page rank on. I showed you how we have a PR5 Pinterest account that was purely just by using the Pinterest bot in the members area. Tumblr, I showed you how to get high page rank expired Tumblr blogs that you can basically instantly have a PR5, PR6 Tumblr page to link to your video. It's pretty easy to do. The Blogster bot, you can create a high page rank Blogster page just by running that bot over and over. Very little work. Soup.io, Diane, those are both Tumblr knockoffs that work the same way as Tumblr. Just by liking or reblogging things, you can get page rank. Dribbble, Pinspire, StylePin, we went through all of these, and these are all, I picked these because they're sites that you can quickly get page rank funneled back to you and then link out without having to do anything, even without having to speak much English. So I picked these because it's easy to outsource. You can basically have someone go out and like and reblog stuff without them really having to know English, and you can funnel that page rank back to you. And then, of course, the domain tweak course, you can get high page rank domains from that, or you could just buy them from me. So then we come to the next section of the presentation, which is large quantities of, well, let me first say something first. Let me go back to this, the high PR backlinks. What I would do is, after you do this high PR backlinks, I would just take a break for a couple of days and see if your rank gets to the point that you want it to. Because you might not have to go any farther than this, really. I mean, it's possible that you will. It's highly probable that if you have a competitive, we're talking about competitive markets in this training, that's what it's all about, is, 500,000 or 250,000 or up. And most of the time you're going to need more than just the ingredients, the internal ranking factors from YouTube and the high PR backlinks. But it is possible that this is all you would need to do without having to enter into bulk low quality backlinks at all. So what I do is I would just take a little break at this point and go into, let me show you what you can do here. Let me just find a good example of this. Oh, I'm in my other profile, so I don't have it. So what you want to do is, there we go, you should see my screen again. Do a site colon search for whatever page your backlink is on. So let's say, let me find an example here. Let's use this one. So let's say you're getting backlinks. Let's say you want to see, did my Dribbble page get indexed? So you're going to get a whole bunch of high page rank backlinks like I showed you, and then you're going to do this. Do a site colon and then the exact URL of the page that's linking out to you. And you want to go over here where there's a little arrow and a preview should appear. And then right here you see that cached. You want to click on that cached link. And what that's going to bring you is to the page that Google has stored of what the last record they have of what this page looks like. And then up here it gives you the date cached. So you'll be able to tell, has Google come and recached the page that I've created with my backlink on it, my high page rank backlink. And you can even look around in the cached preview down here for your backlink and see if it appears. And once those backlinks start to get cached and recognized by Google, then you want to check your ranking and see if your ranking is at a level that's acceptable to you, because it might be that at this point you can just stop. Obviously, you'll have to monitor your ranking. Sometimes if you lose backlinks or if a competitor gains backlinks, you'll get bumped out of your position, and then you might have to do some maintenance work. But for the most part, you could stop at this point. Now, if you find at this point that this has not done it for you, you've gotten your 5 to 10 high page backlinks, you've gotten 60, 60, 70 high page rank comments on YouTube, you've set up your page correctly, you've got video responses, you've done all the things I said to do, and Google has seen those links and your rank is still like on page 2 or something like that, then you're going to need to go to bring out the bulk backlink process that I want to talk about. So large quantities of low quality links for anchor platform and IP diversity. Anchor text diversity basically is the blue clickable text on your link. Every link has blue clickable text. That's called anchor text. You want to have a large variety of different phrases in those blue clickable text, that anchor text. Platform diversity means you want to have a large variety of links coming from a large variety of different types of pages. So Google's looking for links from comments, links from blog posts, links from forums, links from trackbacks, links from bookmarks, links from regular HTML sites. They want to see a big variety. So that's why we do these low quality links. And then finally is diversity of IP addresses. And what that means is each website that you see that's out there has its own IP address. So for instance, my website, shadow.com, has an IP address, and you can actually just check the IP address by going, there's all kinds of free checkers, IP address lookup, and you just do a search for, what is the IP of a domain, and you can just type in the domain name and do a search, and it'll tell you the domain name. So that's the IP address of shadow.com. Now, if I do a search for another site, like, let's do my arborsupport.com, you can see there's a different IP address there. And if we go to chadingermany.com, this one might not work, so I'm having some trouble with that site. You see there's a completely different IP address there. Let's do, how about Chad in Wyoming? See what IP they give us there. It's a completely different IP address for Chad in Wyoming. So you can see how I've set up all these sites on different IP addresses. So that's why we do the large-scale backlinking. We want Google to see a ton of different IP addresses are linking to us. IP addresses from all over the world and IP addresses all different servers, not just IP addresses where the last couple of numbers change, but really where the entire IP address is completely different. And that's why we do these large quantity backlinks for diversity of all these. So Google sees, hey, this YouTube video is getting linked to from all kinds of different areas of the web, all different types of website owners. It's a signal to Google that it's an important video that needs to be ranked high. Now, the best combination that I found that was actually relatively easy to do and cheap, and you can do these in bulk, is a combination of blog posts, bookmarks, and trackbacks. Um, and again, so I'm going to talk about each one of these in a second, and actually you could probably replace trackbacks with blog comments. I actually accidentally, in one of my main tests, I actually accidentally bought trackbacks, and it worked so well. But I don't have a trackback tool here in the members area, so if you don't want to spend any extra money on this and you just want to use the tools in the members area, you could probably use just the blog comment tool that we have in the members area instead of buying trackbacks. But anyway, I'm going to go through details of all this in a second, but you want to be careful of your anchor text here, okay? You are going to be blasting out a ton of backlinks, and if you get caught in the penguin filter, you will not be able to fix it later, because the kind of links we're creating here are black hat links, and it's very unlikely you're going to be able to contact the website owner and get your link fixed or removed if it's creating your penguin penalty. And the main part of the penguin penalty that I'm referring to is the over-optimization penalty. And what the over-optimization penalty is when we've talked about this quite a bit in the members area, but if you're not familiar, let me just give you an example here. So right here, this blue clickable text right here, how to win chess in 4 moves, is called the anchor text. And if you have, so my target keyword phrase was how to win chess, but if you have over 25% of your links have the phrase how to win chess as that blue clickable text, you are likely to get penalized by the Penguin algorithm. It runs on the entire Google database about every month, and about every month you see sites dropping off like flies because they did too much optimization in their anchor text. And so a site like The Guardian, maybe you'd be able to contact and say, hey, could you fix my anchor text? Could you make it, how to win chess on YouTube or something like that? But with blog comments and things like that, these tend to be the abandoned sites of the internet. That's why they're easy to exploit for black hat style backlinks, because the owners have pretty much let them go and are not paying any attention to them. And so therefore, it's the owners don't usually care about these sites anymore. They're just completely forgotten or abandoned or something like that. And so as a result, if you get too many links out there with your exact match phrase in the anchor text, like if I got too many blog comments out there that had how to win chess as that blue clickable text, it'd be very unlikely I'd be able to contact all those site owners and get those links fixed. So you want to be careful just from the get-go of your anchor text. And frankly, I wouldn't even use, I don't even think you need to use much exact match anchor text at all. And Mike, just to answer your question, I know I'm not really taking questions, but I just want to say, I have not heard, nor have I personally been caught in a penguin penalty ranking a YouTube video. I just want to say that up front. So I'm not saying that this has personally happened to me or even that I've seen it happen, but I know Google is on the hunt for over-optimization anchor text. It's a really easy way that they can identify us as SEOs, because we're the only ones that over-optimize our anchor text, pretty much. If a site has tons, 60% of their links has one keyword phrase in the link, you pretty much know that those are artificial links built by an SEO. So I have never heard of an over-optimization penalty for YouTube, Mike, but I'm just saying, be careful, because once you put these black hat links out there, they're pretty much permanent. You can't go back and get them deleted. It's really hard to fix them, delete them, or edit them. So what you do with these penguin links is going to be, this is your first and only chance to pick the anchor text on these links. So what I personally do is I just try to keep it under under 25%. And just so, say your target keyword phrase is, uh, um, mold, mold removal, and your city name. I would have some of your links say mold removal, some of your links say mold removal city name, some of your links say how to remove mold, some of your links say YouTube video on mold removal. Try to vary them as much as possible, and that way you can avoid getting your video penalized. And probably only your video would get penalized, not the whole channel. So you'd probably just get the one video penalized if this ever happens. So, but what I'm saying is just avoid it from the beginning. It's we have not heard. The thing is, YouTube videos can handle a ton of abuse, and they've I actually haven't even heard of a YouTube video getting SEO penalized. I've heard of YouTube videos getting deleted by YouTube staff, but not getting penalized by the Google algorithm. But I wouldn't put it past Google to start penalizing them, especially because there are a lot of people making great use of YouTube and really blasting YouTube like crazy and ranking YouTube videos and making a lot of money off YouTube. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's on their list at some point to include YouTube videos in the Penguin algorithm. And at that point, you don't want to be caught with your pants down. You want to have already prepared your link profile with a low percentage of anchor text that has your exact keyword phrase in it. But that's why I'll say in the earlier parts of the of the last session, I talked so much about why it's important to make sure your on-page stuff is set up properly. Make sure your description is set up, your tags, your title, just like I said, because Google can get a lot of cues from that title and that description text. That's why we give them a lot of description text, so that even without all the anchor text being your keyword phrase, Google can still figure out what your video is about. So let's start with bookmarks. I would start with around 1,000 bookmarks. Okay, you should be perfectly fine with 1,000 bookmarks. You're not going to get in any trouble with that. I mean, I know to some people that sounds like a ton of bookmarks, but you really don't need to worry about 1,000 bookmarks. So and you can do this with our bookmarking bot in the members area. And I just want to say there's been a lot of confusion about that bot. There were 2 different threads with 2 different bots, people posting comments in both. And we even got confused about which bots were working and which weren't for people, because people were getting the bots confused. So we've got one thread now with the current working bookmarking bot in there. It works on all Plig sites, and you can get 1,000 bookmarks from that bot without having to go anywhere else. We talk in the thread about how to find bookmarking sites if you need help with that bot, or if you need help finding bookmarks, you can post in the forum, and we can help you find bookmarking sites to post to. But I would start with around 1,000 and try to spin your description text and spin your anchor text with that as well. And I'm talking about bookmarks direct to your YouTube video. Actually, I believe with me, I think I did a lot more. I think I did maybe 1,200 or something in that one case study that I showed you, how to win chess. And I saw some ranking improvement right away from those bookmarks. Sometimes you have to do a couple of blasts depending on the quality of your list. So sometimes you do bookmarking blasts, but they don't get indexed for whatever reason. And then, just because you do a blast of 1,000 bookmarks doesn't mean 1,000 bookmarks are showing up to Google. So sometimes you have to do multiple blasts depending on the quality of your list, but you can just let that bot run 24/7 and bookmark your YouTube video all day long. Or you can purchase bookmarks as well. Okay. Blog commenting, trackbacks. I would do a minimum of 2,000 or 3,000 blog comments or trackbacks. These are fairly low quality. They have a fairly low effect, and especially because blog comments and trackbacks are usually on abandoned type sites that have hundreds of other blog comments and trackbacks. So you really need to get a massive quantity in order to make have an effect on your ranking. Again, vary your anchor text, people. Vary it. Be careful there. Also, we have a bot in the members area that does blog comments on WordPress sites. You can use that. It's very easy. We also have a footprint bot where you can find WordPress sites. You could do all this without buying any extra software, just from the members area. However, you could also use Scrapebox for this. If you have Scrapebox, I would recommend you just use that rather than use our bots, because Scrapebox is going to be, it just has a lot more features, and it can give blog comments on a lot more platforms than just WordPress, which is what our bot is built to do. But again, if you're on a tight budget, you don't need to buy any other software. You can just use the blog commenting software in our members area. If you have trouble finding it, post a question in the forum. We can direct you to that. But it's right there in the Blackhat bots section. I think it's called Autoblog or blog commenting bot or something like that. And so the footprint finder is also in that Blackhat section, and that'll help you find blogs to comment on. There's videos to describe how to use all that software in the members area. Okay, or you could just buy blog comments as well. I've used this guy right here, SEO Don. Let me, oh shoot, didn't open in the right window here. Let me see if I can highlight this. Just a sec, folks. Let me just bring this over. This is the guy I've used. I've used him a number of times for bookmarking. Let me see here. There he is. SEO Don, and he has all kinds of different threads. This is an older thread. You can buy any thread where he has this. I believe you have to PM him. Yeah, you have to just send him a private message. Again, it's going to be. This guy has a great service here where you can get a large number of blog comments on actual high PR pages. So this is going to be somewhere in between the bookmarking blast and the blog commenting blast and a high PR link. It's not going to be as great of quality as a high PR link because of so many other comments on these same pages, but they are high page rank pages, which means that they're going to it just means that they're going to get indexed faster by Google, and you're going to have a little more juice coming out of those pages. There's a little bit higher level of a service. Let me show you. Oh yeah, I could paste, no problem. Let me paste that link here to you all. Yes. Let me just do it real quick. Send to all. There you go. You should all have that. Let me show you also another one that's fairly good that I've used is Scrape Fox. And this is on Blackhat World. Let me post this to you too. Again, these are Blackhat links, folks. These are not high quality links at all. So you're getting Blackhat stuff here. That's all you can expect. All right. This is Scrapebox, super cheap though, and these are trackback links. Okay, I believe. Let me see. Let me just double check. I'm almost positive these are trackbacks, and I've bought multiple trackback blasts from this guy as well. I tend to not use my own tools, or I have Scrapebox and other tools, but I like to outsource this stuff just because I have more money than time. But if you're on a tighter budget, you know, this one can work too because it's only $5 for 10,000 Scrapebox backlinks. And yeah, here they are, 10,000 backlinks using trackbacks. URLs and keywords are totally unlimited. And you can even do a couple of blasts. You can do a 10,000 Scrapebox backlinks blast for $5. Then you can buy 2 more blasts and blast your original blast just to help get it indexed, and you're only going to be out $15 after all that. So Scrapefox is a good option. Again, lower quality than the SEO Dawn links that I showed you earlier, but they're going to be cheaper. I've also ordered bookmarks from here. Let me show you this. And the reason why this is a live class is you really have to do your own due diligence, folks, because I'm not recommending these people for ever and ever, amen, all right? Because these are, and I sent that out. Oh, hold on, let me send this out to everybody. I just sent it to Raja. Sorry, man. Let me send this to everybody. These are okay, real quick, Raja. A trackback is basically when someone mentions your blog post on their blog post or as sort of in their blog, and then the trackback looks like a link coming back. It's hard to explain what a trackback is because it's just this unique thing only in the blogging world. But if you do a Google search for trackback, example of trackbacks, you'll see what it is. You've seen them before. Once you see them, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's a pretty easy automated way to get links, which is probably why it's so cheap. Okay, and this is a place where I bought bookmarks. So you can see 650 bookmarks, and mixed no follow and do follow, which is good. All backlinks are submitted to LinkDext, which is going to help them get indexed. And I've bought multiple packages from this guy, and you can see here it's pretty cheap. I mean, 650 bookmarks for $5, 1,000 bookmarks for $10. I mean, I could sit there and run the bot all day and get 1,000 bookmarks, or I could just go to this guy and get it done for $5 or $10. So you could probably start with his $10 package. You can even start with a $5 package and see how that does with your video. Again, careful of your anchor text here. Okay, and the other reason why these are, but again, I want to mention, you don't have to outsource this. If you're doing a lot of the work yourself, you can use the software in our members area for all of this stuff. You can also use Backlinks Genie. Okay, this is if you're looking for hands-off type software, which I prefer. You can do Backlinks Genie, which is basically let me find, if you're not familiar with Backlinks Genie, again, this is not cheap, but this is more if you don't want to hire outsourcers and you want to systematize this. Backlinks Genie is a great place to start. But let me find their packages. Okay, here we go. So you pay monthly, and you can see what you get every day, okay, depending on the package. Their highest level package, you get 25 Web 2.0 pages, 1,000 article. Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Let me just mute myself here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Um, 1,000 or 100 article directories, 50 Wikipedia articles, and all down the line. And what it does is there's a little calendar which allows you to schedule these things out. So you can basically, and I've even outsourced the scheduling of it. I have one of my outsourcers go in and schedule the entire Backlinks Genie project out for like 2 or 3 months. And then I don't even have to touch it. And it's basically like having an outsourcer sitting there, um, basically like having an outsourcer sitting there doing this stuff all day long without having to deal with staff or people not showing up or not doing their job, because it's all completely automated. So Backlinks Genie is one way that you could do that. You could also use drip feed blasts, which I've used and continue to use. I would say their profile links, the quality of those profile links is just way, way down these days. I mean, basically, I only use them to index stuff. I don't really use it to rank stuff anymore, just because just profile links are so degraded in value. But they also have a bookmarking service in there. They have wiki blasts. They have directory submissions. And a lot of those things I have continued to use, and it works similar to Backlinks Genie. You put it all on a schedule. You can schedule stuff out for months into the future, and it's like having somebody there running your bookmarking bot for you, or running your directory submission software or something like that. That's another way to do it. Link Wheel Bandit is another one. Now, Link Wheel Bandit, they recently have a new version of their software, and I have not tested it. We actually, once they switched to the new version, there was too much of a difference between the old version and the new version, and I stopped using it. But it was mainly because I didn't want to train my staff all over again, and we have enough tools that we're running that are providing results for us, so I just didn't find a reason to keep going with Link Wheel Bandit. But it is a great way to automate building links back to your YouTube videos. Now, I would recommend not using a tiered structure like this. I think when you get out to this many tiers, like tier 4, 5, 6, I don't think the effect is nearly as powerful as it used to be. But you can set up Link Wheel Bandit to run on just like 2 tiers, basically. You could do your YouTube video and a tier 1, and then a bunch of tier 2s blasting that tier 1 constantly. Or you can just blast your YouTube video constantly with Web 2.0 software. You can use in our members area, I've done this a lot, but use the, if you scroll down here, with Link Wheel Bandit, this works great. You scroll down, the Deep Web Content tool right here. I've used my Deep Web Content for Link Wheel Bandit, Web 2.0 blog posts and stuff like that a ton. Actually, with all these sources, with Backlinks Genie too. And that way you don't have to create content, and it's 100% unique content that Google has never seen, and you can just pump that in and then have those links going to your YouTube video all day and all night without having to hire an outsourcer. So those are some of the ways you can do these cheap links. Again, you could branch out into other types of links like XRummer. I've tested probably, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of XRummer links pointing to a YouTube video, and it didn't do much. I'm talking about profile links. But actual comments in forums, forum thread comments, might work where the profiles have failed. So that'd be worth testing out. But again, you could just stick with bookmarks, blog comments, and then lastly, let me get back to my PowerPoint here. Okay, we've talked about all this. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Talked about drip feed blasts. All right. Okay, I didn't talk about SE Nuke either. SE Nuke is another way you can do it. This is more hands-on software. SE Nuke, Link Wheel Bandit is more hands-on. You have to at least monitor it every day, whereas Link Wheel Bandit and Backlinks Genie and Drip Blast, you don't have to log in at all. You just set it up and it runs. Scrapebox also is really hands-on, but really powerful as well. Okay. Sources for outsourcing bookmarks. I gave you that one source for the bookmarks from Blackhat World, but you can branch out. You don't have to only use that recommended one. Just there's two things you want to make sure of. One, make sure that they have some kind of part of the package that gets those bookmarks indexed somehow. If they don't mention that at all, ask them. If they don't have a plan for that, then you're going to have to get those things indexed, which is a whole different battle. Jeff, you know, I'm going to mention that too. I forgot to put that in my notes. GSA search engine ranker. I'll talk about that in a second too. But for the bookmarks, yeah, make sure that the links can be indexed somehow, and then others, make sure others have seen some kind of rank increases from the service in that comments area. I like to buy from Wikidfire or Blackhat World because I can see others that have used it. It's sort of a culture of leaving testimonials that are really clear, and the folks using these services are usually statistics-based, data-driven people, so they'll post you charts of their ranking and what they've actually seen. Look for those two things, and really then any bookmarking provider is going to be okay for this. And then one source that Jeff actually just recommended that I did not mention is GSA search engine ranker, and this is actually gaining in popularity these days. Oops, hold on, it's blasting me with some kind of a. There we go. That video is loud in my ears. Yeah, people are coming with all types of recommendations. Social Monkey, I've never used them. Um, um, but GSA Search Engine Ranker is another one that you can use. Similar to Link Wheel Bandit, there is a setup. There's a little bit of monitoring, but it's going to run on its own for the most part. So that's another great option. I know this works really well ranking YouTube videos as well. And you can get more than just one kind of link from GSA, which is what's nice about it. If you want to hit a lot of different platforms without having the same learning curve as, say, you'd have with Scrapebox or something like that. Okay, so that's the low quality links, and there's really not much to it. It's basically just blasting them over and over and over. Oh wait, the one last thing which I didn't talk about is blog comments. Okay, now you can actually set up your own blog network if you want, which I know for a fact is working really well for people. Use my domain tweak course in the members area, or you can outsource this. There's really no other way to do it but just outsource it. And I have used this. Let me show you. I've used this a number of times, and I usually use it just because it's pretty cheap. 100 blog posts, 4-day, 10-day drip feed, which you don't have to worry about. I'll tell them actually don't drip feed it just because I don't want to wait, and it doesn't matter with YouTube. And it's fairly cheap. I've ordered quite a few of these, and this is one of my go-tos for blog comments. I mean blog posts. So these are actually links inside blog posts, not comments on blog posts, but actually your link is inside a blog post, which is nice because it's contextual. And yeah, MZ Onas. I don't even know how to say his name, but that is who I've used. Again, this guy's not the only guy providing blog posting services, but the things you want to look for are basically with a blog posting service, you just want to trust or see someone else that trusts the blog the blog network owner, because basically blog networks are as good as their owners. There's really no way. I mean, they could sell you all up and down on it, but tomorrow they could change how they're running their blog network, and the whole thing could get spanked by Google. So really, you want to make sure that there's a blog network owner that knows what he's doing, that has a lot of success in the past, that hasn't been Google slapped in a tremendous way, and that you see other people trusting and using. There's really no other way. I mean, with blog, especially with blog networks, there's no other way to really find a good one but just to trust the owner, because the way they run things behind the scenes has a tremendous influence on how effective that blog network is going to be. So, but anyway, that's one recommendation. The other recommendation is just use the domain tweak course in the members area. Create your own network of blogs. It's not that expensive. And then buy those domains with PageRank, put blogs on them, and use them to rank your own videos. That's probably the safest way, because you'll never get found out that way if you follow my instructions in the domain tweak course. It's in your members area. You can buy backlinks from me, high PageRank backlinks from me, but I don't usually do blogs on those. These are just HTML, old-fashioned HTML-looking sites. I prefer those because they're so under the radar. So these are going to be static. What you're looking for are blog posts, so that your link will actually be in an article of text. If they do unique articles, also, that's a big advantage. The less spinning that goes into the network, the better. Yes, let me just, Billy, I think I sent it out to everybody. Maybe I just sent it to one person. Here's the link. There's the link to that I just showed you. Let me send this. Okay, so those are the ways you can outsource that. And the reason why blog, two of these factors I use for very specific reasons: the bookmarking and the blog, not the blog comments, but the actual blog post links, like I just sent. Those are also factors in the YouTube internal algorithm, which I want to talk about next. There is a totally separate algorithm for ranking in YouTube itself. It has its own algorithm. If you go to YouTube and you do a search for how to win chess, and you can see there's my video right there. So you can see I've applied this formula both for the YouTube search algorithm itself and the Google algorithm. But you can see it's a different set of videos. Not all these videos are showing up in Google because it's a different algorithm completely than Google's. But social factors are a part of that algorithm. So with the bookmarks and with the blogs, even blog comments, all those are social factors that can give a signal back to YouTube to rank your video in YouTube as well. And there is a lot of traffic for searches inside YouTube, which a lot of people don't even know. And here's the keyword tool. Let me send this out to everybody so that you can get this, because the keyword tool is pretty hard to find. So I just sent that out to everybody. This can tell you the keyword searches in YouTube itself for your target keyword phrases. But you can see there's a pretty high volume of searches coming through YouTube. This is not even Google. This is just people searching in that search box. Now, there are going to be people looking for videos. Okay, so they're going to be a different type of search mentality. Obviously, they're looking for videos, so sometimes you might find that they're not as far along on the buying cycle. If they're doing a search in for a video, a lot of times they're looking for free information, but you can definitely, I've had success with getting these people into an opt-in sequence, some kind of an autoresponder sequence, and starting to educate them to get them farther along in the buying cycle. Obviously, there are going to be people searching for even more local targeted terms. For those of you that are in local SEO, let me show you. There's another one. I don't even know if I spelled that right. And it's kind of buggy, the tool. See, sometimes you get this not enough data all the way down, which means it's usually a bug. I usually just hit the button again. There we go. It's a little bit of a buggy tool. It's frustrating. Some people just hate it, but it's worth it to me to click a few times just to get that information. All right. So here's the way this works. You can specify the area right here. So depending on the country that you're in or the country that you're targeting, you can get the keyword data for that specific country. You can also get the data for different languages, okay? And it'll enter obviously the keywords in that specific language, and then it'll give you the keyword counts. It'll also give you a phrase broad and exact, which is also useful to switch between those and compare as you're trying to figure out what keywords to target in YouTube itself. Or you can actually get an idea from another video. If you have another video that you see is ranking, and actually this is a great way to find out what YouTube thinks a video is about. If you're wondering if your video is well optimized, you can actually copy paste it in there. And you can let it tell you what keywords it thinks the video is about, and you can also use that to have it give you keyword ideas. But I like to just type in my own keywords like this. Sometimes I'll get a Market Samurai list and just throw the whole list in there, and then I can uncheck don't show ideas for new keywords if you have a list of like 500 or something. But yeah, it's a great way to get keyword data, search data for actual searches being done in YouTube itself, and you'll see there's a ton of activity in there. So it's definitely worth targeting both algorithms. And in the case of like our backlinks that I just showed you, the bookmarking and the blog comments, those are part of the signals YouTube's looking for in the YouTube search engine as well. So there's going to be a lot of overlap to what you do. So that's the keyword tool. The nice thing is the YouTube internal search algorithm is relatively simple. If you compare it to Google, this internal search algorithm is extremely simple, and there's a couple of factors you need to have set up correctly. One, you need to have your title, your description tags, and your tags set up properly. We talked about that. You need to do that for Google as well, so hopefully you've already done that. And then a huge part of the YouTube algorithm, which we also have talked about, is views. The number of views and the length of views. And in the last session, I told you want to get a mix of views from like DJ Lobo type views that are the YouTube views network. Those are going to be a large number of views for extremely cheap. And unfortunately, a lot of those folks are not going to watch your video past 10, 15 seconds. It still will count as a view, but it won't count as a length or what we call retention view. So, but I've found, for instance, with this chess video, that I have here, I'm ranking really well in YouTube. Let me find it now. Here we go. I'm ranking pretty well in YouTube without um, any retention views. These are all from DJ Lobo. So all of them were only watched maybe 10 seconds, and it has brought my video up on this first page. I used to be higher, actually. Maybe I might need to do a little bit there, but let's see if I can find you another example here. Let me just stick with my notes here. So I showed you sources for both of those types of views. What I would recommend is start with the low end views. Start with the views that are only maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and cheaper, and see what that does for your ranking. And if you need more help with your ranking, then go for the time retention views, which I gave you a link for in the last session, and buy some of those. Maybe buy the lowest price package to start, just to see what you actually need to do. I've seen, as many as a couple thousand time retention views. In other words, where people watched the video a large percentage of the way through. I've seen those views rank a video with only a couple thousand, so you probably don't need that many. And then the other factor is activity on your YouTube account. You need to think of your YouTube account as you want your YouTube account itself to have authority in YouTube's eyes. And what YouTube counts as authority is different from what Google counts as authority. What YouTube is looking for with authority is subscribers on your account, okay? Thumbs up on your comments, thumbs ups on your videos, comments on your videos, total views in the account, comments on others' videos and on others' accounts, okay? So let me show you what I mean by some of these things, just so if some of you are newer. And Lori, this is for you. Yeah, Lori asked for the time retention views. There's the link for the time retention views again. Those are more expensive. Again, stick with DJ Lobo at first, but then you could go to these. These are definitely going to be safer views. So let's go to my account. Whoops, that's the wrong video. There we go. And you can see here. So I've got, these are the factors Google is looking for. Looking for subscribers on your account. I've got 548 subscribers. They're looking for video views. I have 188. So this is 188,000 total views over all the videos in my account, not just one. They're looking for that cumulative number to be high. They're looking for, let me go down here to a good example. Okay, they're looking for thumbs ups on the actual video itself, like this, thumbs ups in your account, and they're looking for actual comments on your videos, like this, you can see here, and they're looking for thumbs up on your videos as well. And then also comments on other people's videos. If so, that means you've been logged into this account and you've made comments on other people's videos and you've made comments on other people's account comment pages. The nice thing is all of these things I just listed, all these things that we just listed, you already did for ranking in Google, pretty much. So you're gonna be ahead of the game already. Sometimes I find that if my competition in YouTube, if in my search, my specific search, if there is, oh, say I want to rank for tax deductions, and I can look at the other accounts ahead of me, and I see, wow, they have a lot more views. So I've already got a certain number of views and activity that I've done just to rank in Google. But then when I look and see my YouTube competition is a little more intense, and then I have to lay on more of those ingredients to rank in YouTube as well. That sometimes does happen. But for the most part, you're going to be ahead of the game with the activity on your YouTube account. And then fourth is external social activity, which is embeds. So embedding your video, and you can embed it in those YouTube Web 2.0 pages that you talked about. You don't just, those Web 2.0 pages you set up for high page rank backlinks, you can also embed your YouTube videos there. Get some views through those embedded videos. In other words, people on that page watched the video. But if you buy DJ Lobo's service, a lot of his views are going to come from embeds as well, so that'll help you out. Facebook embeds and Google Plus, okay, those are two things that you haven't done yet that you're going to have to add. And then bookmarking and blog commenting, those things you already did. So the good news is the first three can usually rank you, especially if when you do a search for your keyword phrase in YouTube in quotes, you see under 5,000 competing results. So when you're in YouTube here, let me show you, I go back to YouTube, and you do your search in quotes, and when you do the search in quotes, this number is under 5,000, so that would actually be go a little farther. There we go. So this one has 5,000 results here, and you can see. So this usually just the first three factors in the ingredients. If you see this under 5,000 when you do your search in quotes, you'll be able to rank with just the first three here: the views, the length of the views, and the activity on your YouTube account. The second piece of good news is that all three of these factors that can usually rank you can be accomplished by following my plan to rank in Google. That's really, you're going to be already almost probably ranking in YouTube just by following my formula for ranking in Google. Then number three, you're going to get automated activity on your account like I teach. Number four is going to be taken care of as well. Like I said, the external social activity, or I mean activity on your YouTube account, subscribers, thumbs up on comments, total views in the account, those are all going to be taken care of by your DJ Lobo views. I don't believe the time retention views by Maverick 2.0 include comments and subscribes and thumbs ups. So that's the other advantage of the DJ Lobo service. And then the other piece of good news is this fourth thing, external social activity, is fairly easy to automate and outsource as well. So here's the things I talked about that you're going to have to do that you haven't done yet just to rank in Google. One, you're going to need to set up a Facebook page. And when I talk about a Facebook page, it has to be a public page. So this is not going to be your private Facebook profile. The private Facebook profile that you use to talk with your friends and to interact with you know, your relatives and people you knew from kindergarten, that is a private page. Google can't spider all that information usually. So you're going to need to set up what's called a Facebook page, which we talk about in the members area, and that is a public page, and then embed the video on that page. And it doesn't hurt to get some activity on the page, some subscribers and some, you know, maybe a week or two of content, but it's pretty easy to automate and outsource that. Second, you need to set up a Google Plus page, which is going to be the same Google account as your YouTube account. So you already have a YouTube account set up. You already have a Google account set up for that YouTube account. And then you just need to set up a Google Plus page as well. And that'll just be a click of a button, really. And again, it's good to have some people in circles, some different activities, so it looks like a real Google Plus page. But you don't have to overdo it, really. It just needs to, the YouTube video needs to be also posted in a Google Plus page. If you have SE Nuke, you can do a mass embed, which is a way, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to talk about it here because it's a quite involved process, but you can do like an article blast or a content blast and embed your video in every single article that you, or blog post or whatever that you blast out there. So that's another way you can get a lot of embeds. And if not, that don't even worry about the mass embeds. That's just an additional thing you can do. If you already have SE Nuke, then you might as well use it for that, and that can give you some additional boost. But number 4, if that doesn't rank you, do another round of bookmarking and blog comments or trackbacks if that's your preference. That's also going to be a signal to YouTube of external social activity for your accounts. Okay. Let me just make sure I got everything here in my notes. I don't have a service that does mass embedding. I do have a colleague that we've tested stuff with, and he does mass embeds. I could ask him if he'd be willing to offer it as a service. If anyone's interested, shoot me a private message, and if I get enough, or you could even put it in the forum. If I get enough interest, I can definitely private message him and see if he wants to set up a service for that. It's not a public service he's currently offering, but all right. All right, here. Just a minute here. All right. Okay. And that should do it. I mean, if you, and then do another round of bookmarking and blog comments. But I do want to say, more than likely, you're not going to need to go this far. More than likely, just from views and a few quality embeds, like on a Facebook page, maybe embedded on on your Pinterest page that you already created with our bot that has PageRank, your Google Plus setup, and buying a bunch of views, you're going to rank already. It's very easy to rank in YouTube. It's not a very complicated algorithm. There's not a lot of people abusing it, and really, that's why I talked about this in my sales letter. I mean, you guys are really on the edge of what people know about YouTube. Most people don't know how to rank in YouTube. They don't even try. They just sort of figure, oh, I'll just rank in Google and then see what happens. But YouTube has only the second largest number of search queries as a search engine in the world, more than Bing, more than Yahoo. So it's definitely worth ranking your YouTube videos in YouTube itself, and it's very, very easy to do with these services. Okay, so let me just all right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the software today because I know it's already been going for an hour and 17 minutes. This is a totally separate monetization technique that I want to teach, and we have some software that I'm going to release to you as well, and let me just find the link to that software here. Hey Aubrey, could you actually message me the link to the software, um, the exe file that you sent me? Could you just private message that to me through the chat so I can send that out to people? I don't have it in front of me. I just forgot to pull that before we started. Okay, this is something that not a lot of folks know about, but so I'd encourage you not to share this. But this is actually, I talked about a way that I was going to teach with some whole monetization method in itself with YouTube. You've probably seen this being done. You might even know people that are doing it, but not know quite how they're doing it. Um, the first part of the process of this is finding trending videos, just like I teach in the YouTube course. So I teach a whole process in the YouTube course for finding videos that are trending and that are getting a lot of views, and how to predict if their views are going to last and all that stuff. I talk about that in the course. The first couple of videos, if you just watch them in order, talk about this. But instead of buying ad space on the video, it's actually much easier to just simply become a top voted comment on the video itself on YouTube. And what I mean is, let me show you. We might be able to find an example of some people doing this. Let me go to the YouTube trends and see what I can show you here. Whoop, YouTube trends dashboard. And let's look at most viewed, and let's do the weirdest videos ever. Okay, it looks like this video. It's got 349,000 views. Let's see if I can find an example of someone doing this strategy. Okay, no, they're not doing it, but this is, they do have top comments. So this is one of the top viewed videos. I believe it's probably just for the week or for the day. A ton of views. And right up here, you could work to try to make an agreement with this guy and try to get a link right here in his description. Or you could basically steal that traffic by becoming a top commented video. All right. Right here we have, and you can use this to drive traffic either back to your YouTube account, or you can, if you have a very simple URL, like a very, very simple short URL that's very easy to type in, you can actually put your offer and your URL right here. You have to do it tastefully, but you can get make your video a top commented video, and it can stay right up here while all kinds of other comments are flying through the bottom down here. Your video will stay right here and you'll be getting traffic. This works. I mean, I know people making money off of this. I've seen, I don't personally do this because I don't really do, a lot of people do this with affiliate marketing, and I don't do a lot of affiliate marketing. But this is a powerful, powerful technique. There's probably folks that wished I wouldn't even be talking about this. We've actually developed some software for you that can, actually, Aubrey, could you send that link out to everybody? That would be best. This is a screenshot of the software, and what it does, I know it looks kind of complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. We used to have a piece of software that actually did the commenting and everything for you, but in the end, it ended up being more trouble because with all that activity on the proxies, it was very difficult for people to make it work. There ended up to be a lot of errors because people overused proxies. The proxies got burnt out. It was really super hard to make the software work. So we decided to split it up into, and really it's best if the actual comments are done manually. So you go and pick a video, you make a comment manually, a high quality comment, and then you blast it with thumbs ups with this comment liker bot. And so basically you put a link to the video right here. You put a link to the video right up here where it says link to video, and we have a whole video describing how to use it. And then you load your accounts from a file. So you're going to need a bunch of accounts. And hey, Aubrey, I think you're going to need to remove the spaces in that hyperlink in order for it to work. If you just remove the spaces in the file name, that way it'll be really simple for people, and we don't have to. They don't have to bother with copying and pasting in the whole thing. Okay, then you choose a file of your accounts, your username. This is the username that made the comments. So in other words, this person right up here would be their username. Vardanology would be the username if I was trying to vote this comment up to the top. And then how many pages to search. This is basically like if you know that it's a really high commented video, your comment might already be down on page 4 or 5. And so this is basically telling them about how many pages to go down through. And then the proxy option. Now, this currently is working, seems to be working without proxies. But we still included proxies because I don't think it's going to work for very long without proxies. So you have to be very careful with this, though. It's very easy to burn out your proxies, to do too much commenting, and then to have it not work at all. Now, I will say a couple of things. I hear people talking about proxy service. You need to have a high quality proxy service for this to make this bot work. If you just go and scrape, you can try to go and scrape proxies, a bunch of proxies off of Scrapebox, but more than likely your thumbs ups probably aren't going to count because those are burned. Those proxies are burned out pretty bad. Can't remember the name of this proxy service. Shoot, Aubrey, do you remember the name of the proxies that we found that have really worked? Yeah, if you do without proxies, it might still work, but I just don't think it's going to work long term. So I'm just telling people right now, you need to find proxies. Maybe it was Anonymous. There it is, anonymousproxies.net. Here's one that I do recommend people use. Zering, if you could just hold off on your questions for a second, I'm going to get to all this. It's going to make it really hard to figure out which questions I answered with the presentation. Wait till I'm done, then ask your questions. Okay, so these folks here, these proxies do work. We've tried. Squid proxies don't tend to work. It might have just been our set of proxies were too burned out, perhaps. But you need a higher quality level of proxies. You don't need a ton of them because, again, sometimes you only need 10, 15 thumbs ups to make a comment pop up to the top. So you figure one proxy per YouTube account, you only need maybe 10, 15 total of high quality. So you're not talking about a high cost there. All right, hold on. I'm just making sure I'm being clear. I'm reading the questions here. Okay, and I'm going to talk about services in just a second. I will give you services in just a second. But first, let me just say a couple things about this strategy. First of all, you need to put the proxies in order with the accounts. So your accounts are going to be listed in the accounts file, and then your proxies need to be loaded in a file in the same order because you're going to need to use the same proxy for the same account. And don't use a single YouTube account to rate more than 7 to 10 videos in 24 hours. This is really important. If you have 7 to 10 videos where you're trying to get a top rated comment, and you rate more than 7 to 10 of these in 24 hours, you're going to burn the account, okay? And Google will keep showing your thumbs up. So you'll be like, oh, great, it's still working. Your thumbs up will be increasing, but they won't be considering them in the ranking, okay? Now, maybe after you give them a week to rest, those accounts, you might be able to use them again. But a lot of times, if you've given too many thumbs up in 24 hours with one Google account, that account might get suspended and your proxy could even get flagged. So you want to try to go somewhat slow with this as far as how many accounts you are, or how many thumbs ups you're doing per account per 24-hour period. Also, use accounts that Google trusts, okay? Google trusts you more if the accounts have not required a phone verification, a PVA. If they're a PVA account when they're made, that means that Google is not convinced that you're a real human. So if they don't ask for a phone verification when you set up the YouTube account, that means they pretty much trust you're a real human being for whatever reason. They know from your IP address or from something that you're a real human being, and they trust those accounts. You're going to have a lot more success with this if you use accounts that are not PVA. You don't want phone verified accounts because that means that Google required extra verification. They're already sort of looking at that account with suspicion. If you have PVA or phone verified accounts, you're going to have more chances to burn them out a lot quicker. So if all you have are PVAs, try to not do more than 6 or 7 thumbs up in 24 hours, and then try to do some other activity as well, like a few comments and stuff, just to make that account look real. And then also let your accounts rest for a few days. It's not a rule, but again, this is something that's been proven more to work. Is if you run the bot, you let it rest. I mean, you let the accounts rest. So maybe if you're doing this a lot, maybe you want to have 50 proxies and 50 accounts to rotate through, or you could just take a break from the whole thing. All right, and then about the commenting, again, we used to have the software used to make comments. It was just too hard to make it all work. People burned out. The proxies would just burn out really quickly. It was really easy to do it wrong. So we went back to this simpler bot that basically votes up and then make the comments manually. So you also want to watch your IP address for that too. You want every YouTube account to have its own IP address associated with it, and that comment is going to be made manually. Try to make it sort of a high quality comment where you actually talk about the video itself, and then you're subtly recommending your service in between there, or the link to your service, and make sure your link is very easy to spell. Okay, it might not even be your main link that you're doing. It might be like, it might not be your main site. It might just be a special site that you set up just for this, because that link someone's going to have to actually type in. So they're going to go to a top viewed comment here, and they're going to look at it, and they're going to say, actually, let me show. I wasn't showing you my screen there. Sorry. They're going to, in here, it's going to say, hey, go to such and such a link, but they're not going to be able to click on it because YouTube doesn't allow you to have a clickable link. So then they're going to have to actually open a new tab, and they're going to have to remember how to type it out. So you want to make it very simple, very easy, very memorable, very short. Don't make it a lot of slashes and and complicated usernames and stuff like that. Um, and you figure, I mean, you could outsource this as well. The commenting, if you just tell people, give them like 20 comments to rotate through. If you don't want to do it yourself, but you figure, I mean, if you can rank on a video, if you can get a top-rated comment on a video that's getting hundreds of thousands. I mean, some videos like the uh, the Gangnam Style video, I mean, it gets millions of views per day. I mean, we're talking about massive amounts of traffic, so doing a manual comment on there is definitely going to be worth it, and it's going to take less time than having to go and make an agreement with that video owner. Yeah, and you could use this actually for high PageRank juice as well. You could do this, that you're going to get a double benefit there. Okay, so and when you're doing the manual comments, make sure that between accounts, make sure, of course, always clear your cookies, run like a CC cleaner or some kind of cookie cleaner software on your machine. When you log out, then you run it. You want to try to clear any kind of Google tracking that's going on. We like to just use separate virtual machines for everything. In the members area, we talk about that. You can actually set up virtual machines in your own on your own computer, or you could use a Trust VM for that as well. So a great monetization strategy for this is if you go to ClickBank and you find those I think probably most people making money on this are, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to log in. I don't think I have a ClickBank username. I don't remember my password. If you go to the ClickBank marketplace and you look at those ClickBank sites that are selling like movies download services, that's a great way to monetize this. There's a ton of videos out there, movie trailers and stuff like that are getting millions of views, and you direct them to a very simple URL that's a redirect to your affiliate link for the movie download site, and it's a great way to monetize this. It's like a perfect setup for monetizing. I mean, it's not the only niche, but it's a way I know is currently working. And even like music download type sites, on YouTube is filled with music videos and people posting songs and remixes of songs and slideshows they did to their favorite song and all types of stuff. And it's a great way to monetize movie downloads and music download type affiliate sites. Or you can even just do this for your own niche. I mean, if you already have a niche, you already have a business in a certain niche that's converting well, use your own niche. There's traffic on almost every topic in YouTube. Okay, so here's the way to do this. You split your comment video URL lists into small lists, like 7 to 10, maybe a bunch of small lists that contain maybe 7 to 10 videos each. And then your accounts keep in another list. And so then you could load up one at a time from each list. You're going to put the URLs into the bot here. After you've commented on them first, then you're going to put each one in this box one by one, the videos where you've commented on one by one, vote your comment to the top. And we have slowed it down. We used to have it multi-threaded and all kinds of stuff, but people were just burning out proxies so fast. It's a lot simpler. I think we're going to have a lot less support requests with user errors if we just keep this bot simple. So it is one by one. So you're going to want to pick high traffic videos for this. And one by one, vote those comments to the top and watch the traffic come in. You could even spend like an hour on this every morning doing this just to get some cash flow for the day. So people asked about outsourcing. Yes, I've outsourced thumbs ups, and it's cheap on Fiverr. So that's also an option for you to have someone else thumbs up, but it's not free. Obviously, if you use the software, it's free. Obviously, for me, I'd rather when I use the thumbs up, I just outsource it to Fiverr because I have more money than time. But you can also use YouTube views for this. The software that I showed you um, in the other presentation. Um, if you go here, let me show you this. This is a little uh, Fiverr gig that DJ Lobo has that not many people know about, especially not people on the YouTube Views network. But if you buy this gig for $5, you're basically buying the gig for $5 and you're joining YouTube Views in the gig. You can read the details of the gig down here, but what you get then is 5,000 credits. And the reason why you want this is because the YouTube Views service doesn't let you purchase or use your credits for thumbs ups until you have 10,000 credits. And so that's why it's advantageous to use this gig, because that can get you 5,000 credits, so you're already halfway there. You can get credits by promoting other people's. Let me show you here just for a sec here. Oh man. It's just like, let me log into my virtual machine because I don't have the username and password. I've been running YouTube views on my virtual machine, which is a great option, by the way. I'm just going to pause it so you're not going to see me. I know the gig is paused. Just shoot him a private message. Shoot DJ Lobo a private message on Fiverr and say, hey, I'm really interested in this. Can you let me in and get the 5,000 credits? And refer to that gig. Say, I'm not sure why it's paused. I'd really like to take advantage of it. All right, just a sec here. All right, we're jumping into my virtual machine here. Give it just a sec to load up. Live check. Yeah, so this is my live check that I showed you in the last session I was doing with to get tumblers. But let's go to youtubeviews.com so I can show you some other ways to get credits, because YouTube Views is actually probably a better way to do it than even the bot. If you want to spend some time on YouTube Views getting the credit, getting your account credits built up. And the reason why is these are going to be real users, so you're not going to have the problem of burning out proxies and all that kind of stuff. We did want to offer the software option because then you're in total control and you don't have to mess with YouTube Views. But this is also a really, really good option because they're going to be the thumbs ups on your comments that you get from YouTube Views are going to be real people. Their IP addresses are going to be spread all over, and there's really no way that Google's going to know that you're gaming the system. So, but here's what I would recommend you do to get even more credits. First, take advantage of that gig that I showed you to get your 5,000 credits. Then, click on the Promote for Credits button here up at the top once you're logged into your YouTube Views account. And, oh man, it's making me log in. This virtual machine's pretty slow. All right, let me pause this again to log in. But what I was saying was the advantage of using YouTube views for your thumbs ups is that these are going to be real people running the YouTube views software. They're going to be all over the world, and they're going to be real IP addresses. They're not going to be through proxies, and you don't have to worry about burned out proxies and all that kind of thing. And so there's a real advantage to that over trying to game the system with proxies. So all right, now I'm logged in. And what you want to click on is promote for credits here at the top. I don't even know if I'm going to want to wait for this here. Basically what you can do is you put your YouTube. Oh man, I'm not gonna wait for this. Let me just explain it. So basically you can get credits by creating a video. There we go. Creating a video about YouTube views and uploading it to your YouTube channel. Then include your referral link in the video description. Get 500 credits per video uploaded. So if you want to get 10,000 credits, that's only a few videos that you need to upload. And you can even use our mass video creator here in the members area to create a whole bunch of videos, all for YouTube views. And obviously they say here the video needs to have some effort put into it. Each time you place a link on our system, it will be on standby and it'll be approved or declined. So it's possible, if you do a bunch of crap videos, that they're not going to approve all those videos for you. But maybe you're going to need to do a couple of quality videos. But once you get those credits, then you'll be flying with getting those comment thumbs ups from real users on the YouTube Views network. So that's another option there. Yes, let me share that Fiverr link here. Let me get back to my other screen. I'm going to get out of this virtual machine because it's really slow right now for some reason. And here is the, I'll send this to everybody. There's the gig. I know it says gig paused. I would encourage you to send DJ Lobo a PM about this. Okay. Okay, so, and let me just give you a couple more options for this strategy, then I'm going to go ahead and jump into questions. The other option for this is if you finding videos with a lot of views and a low comment rate. Okay, then you don't even have to worry about becoming a top-rated comment because your video is not going to drop off the page very quickly. And then you could just run our commenter bot in the members area every day on the same batch of videos and not even worry about getting them top rated or thumbs up. Because if the rate of comments is slow enough, and say it takes you a whole day before your comment drops off page 1, it's very easy to just jump back on there and create jump back on there and just create another comment the next day and have it stay on there every day. You can even have an outsourcer run the commenter bot every day, or if you don't want to run a bot, have an outsourcer every day comment on the same batch of 10 videos so that you always have a comment on the first page. You can also create a custom video response and then use annotations to drive traffic after it's been accepted by a video owner. So if you have a super high traffic video, a lot of times it's worth to create a video response customized to that video. We have a whole tutorial there on video responses, and your video responses are going to be right up there on top, and then you'll have traffic coming through to them, and then you'll have to use our annotations instructions for driving traffic. There's a lot of ways to do this other than just purchasing or coming up with an agreement to get an ad in the description text. There's a lot of ways to take advantage of these high traffic videos where you don't even have to have a video yourself. Mark, you couldn't use his service 2 times, DJ Lobos, because he's only going to give you the 5,000 credits once. you know, it's just a special sign up, sort of a bonus. Okay, and let me talk about some other ways, and then some other tips with this whole strategy. One thing you can do that is really, really powerful, you can actually dominate, and this is sort of piggybacking on this second bullet point here. You can actually dominate the top comments, not or even just the comment area, with a debate between you and yourself. So in order to do that, you're going to need probably a proxy. You can do one from your own IP address and one from a proxy, 2 video accounts, and they would be commenting on each other. Does that make sense? So let me just give you an example. I'll just type it into Notepad real quick. So you have commenter 1 saying something like, this such and such sucks, such a method, or let's say product really stinks. Try to keep it. Commenter 2, who you also own. No, actually it works, but if you try that's what I used. Does this make sense what I'm doing here? Commenter 3, again, you could do it with 3, you could do it with 2, but commenter 3 could then pipe in, no link necessarily, no, and just say, yeah, I can vouch for, recommend, definitely works better than account 1, or commenter 1, sorry, commenter 1. I'm totally going to try it. Right there, you've filled up the first page, that top page of comments, with a conversation between you, yourself, and yourself, and that is a great way to do it. And then thumbs up, run the thumbs up bot or get thumbs ups on these 2 right here, the first 2, as your top commented. You're only going to get 2 ranked as top commented, but thumbs up on these 2, and then you're going to have a conversation between you and yourself right there as the top commented. Stinks. CKS. There's my spelling. Does that make sense, folks? This is a powerful, powerful technique. I don't want you to underestimate the power of this. Having a conversation like this is going to make it look so natural. And again, this is a great way. Obviously, I kept this just for you guys for the advanced training because I didn't want this to get spread everywhere. Hopefully, you don't go and share this on your blogs and everything. But you can benefit much quicker from these high viewed videos, and you can see this is much more in your control and cheaper than having to go out and make ad agreements to go on the profile pages of various high traffic videos like I teach in the that does work too, but this is just totally in your control. You can do it wherever you want, whenever you want. And even if you buy thumbs ups, they're really cheap. I mean, like, I use like 70, I got like 77 thumbs ups, spread it out between 10 comments, and I think it was only $5 or maybe $10. Much cheaper than buying an ad on a high rated or high viewed video. I mean, you could even have, and there's a lot of variations on this. You could also have like commenter 1 says, has anyone tried this product? URL, your very simple URL. Commenter 2, yeah, I did. It works great. Highly recommended. and then get those 2 comments right there top rated, thumbed up, until they go up to the top. You know, and I have found that links that are in discussions are highly clicked upon, much more than links just recommended by somebody. If it's in some kind of a discussion format, you increase your click-through rate a lot. I found that over and over again in my forum marketing. Having a discussion like this really takes people, helps people to let their guard down and to trust what you're doing. Yeah, so what you don't want to do, what I probably wouldn't do, is fight between 2 people, have a debate that's too intense. That probably is not going to work. I would keep it light, keep it upbeat, keep it factual, and you'll be in good shape. Also, these commenter, you might want to make these commenter YouTube accounts somewhat high quality looking, because someone might go back and check on them and say, hey, is this a real person or what? And you want to make it look like somebody that uploaded videos of they're giving their dog a bath and stuff like that. So they're just trustworthy, real looking person. It's not too hard to do. Just go with your smartphone and upload some videos of you know, your kids on a tire swing or something like that. Make it look real personal and normal, so it doesn't look like a total business focused, high sales, pushy account. And as far as buying thumbs ups, you're going to have to test out various providers. I had one to recommend. I've used a few of them, and some of them have been better than others. But I don't believe, let me see here, I don't believe I have the URL here in front of me. So if you folks are interested, post it in the private members area if you're interested in my own source that I've used. But if you just go to Fiverr and do a search, let me just scroll down my notes and make sure I don't have that. I can just show it to you here. Yeah, I don't see it. So I don't have my Fiverr login in this profile that I'm on. So I'll have to put that in the members area. But yeah, go ahead and just ask it in the private forum that we have just for the advanced YouTube Blackhat folks. So, all right, I'm ready to take questions. I know we've been going for about 2 hours. I know a lot of you folks, I see the attendee list has not changed at all, so everybody's still watching. I know we're getting, I know this has been very, very long, but I am totally willing to answer questions. And Aubrey, if you're there, could you just mark questions as answered? I'm just going to answer these as fast as they come in, and if you could just mark them as answered when I answer them. And if you can type an answer to anybody, Aubrey, go ahead and do it if it's a question about something that you can answer. Could you go through the exact steps of the thumbs up YouTube software? I didn't understand it clearly. What do you do first? Yeah, actually, Raja, we actually have a video to go with it. So we can post, Aubrey, can you post that MP4 as well and send that to folks? There's a whole video there that we talk about in detail how to run the software. Do you have a source for buying YouTube accounts to be used for the liker and commenter bots? Jeff, no, I don't, and that's just because you really have to trust these folks that you're buying them from. So it's much better if you establish some kind of personal connection with a seller and really get into detail about the process that they use to set up the bots. To set up the YouTube accounts, because you want to make sure the YouTube accounts are set up on proxies, and then that you can actually grab that same proxy and use it yourself. So when we've done this, we've set up our own accounts on our own proxies, because then we keep that consistent throughout the life of that account. We keep the same proxy attached to it, including the proxy that it's the same proxy we use to actually set up the account. So you need to set up kind of a personal agreement with somebody to do that. Definitely possible to do, but we just kept that internal. Mike, no, there won't be DVD sessions. These are not going to be on DVD. So the DVDs are just going to be of the regular YouTube Cash Secrets course that you'll get in the mail. All right. I've seen some of this, and I hear this all the time, but I'm truly curious how much money people can make while doing this, creating so much fake stuff, creating so much fake stuff. Yeah, you could definitely make, I mean, I don't think you're going to make millions at this, okay? But people are asking me all the time, hey, what's a quick way I can just make some cash? There's a lot of people out there that just need some extra cash flow, or say they're not really making money in their online business, but they need a revenue stream for the short term. This is a great option for that. You know, you could use it instead of going out and getting clients while you're building up another part of your online business. But I know there's some people that do this all day, every day. So don't underestimate the power of this. Vince, buying YouTube accounts. Yeah, I actually answered Jeff on that, buying YouTube accounts. You are going to need to establish your own relationship with a seller, because they're going to have to set those YouTube accounts up with a certain proxy and then transfer the proxy ownership over to you, because you've got to keep that IP address consistent throughout the life of the YouTube account. So that's that's why I don't have anybody to recommend, because you're going to have to set up your own. We just usually keep that internal, because then we keep the proxy address associated with that same YouTube account throughout the life of the YouTube account. As a result of fake views, how much are the search results in the YouTube keyword tool correct? Probably impossible to predict. Like beer, no, actually, the YouTube keyword tool is different. Let me show you. Where am I here? I'm lost here. Hold on a sec. Let me pause my screen so I can find this. The YouTube keyword tool is different. All right, man, I can never find this keyword tool. All right, so these numbers here that you see in the keyword tool, these are not video view numbers. These are not the number of views on videos, 152,000. These are the number of people, or the number of times that chess has been searched in this search box right here. Okay? This number right here, 152,000, is how many times every month someone types in chess into this. So it's different than the fake views. Now, I will say, though, when you look at this number right here, whoops, when you look at this number, at these numbers in the videos that you see, you know, we've got 89,000 views, 463,000 views, 124,000 views. It's difficult to know whether those are real or not, because there's so much gaming of views going on. But this should be pretty accurate, the keyword suggestion tool. John Simon, thanks. Just trying to figure out a site that may have been hit. John, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. A site that may have been hit. How did you get the Guardian link press release? No, during that Guardian link that I got was just from massive views, fake views. That's all it was. This link right here, we got 100,000 views. I bought them for like, I think I bought them for maybe 15 bucks, and I got all those views within like 48 hours, and so it showed it up on I showed up on a trending chart in YouTube. And then this editor right here, Janet Owen, noticed people like Janet Owen go to these YouTube trend charts all the time. Okay, they go to this dashboard and they look and see what videos are trending, and your video is going to show up here if you buy a lot of views at once. This journalists do this all the time, and then they go and they put that in their articles. So that's how I got that link. We didn't even do a press release on this video at all. In fact, the video is really pretty bad. I don't even know what I would do a press release about. That probably isn't 100% true though, right? I can change my YouTube account's IP address daily between phone, Wi-Fi, and home. Clayton, that's true, but we like to keep, so Clayton's basically saying it's probably not 100% necessary to be so anal retentive about one proxy per YouTube account. We just found there's a lot of room for error between all the different people we have working on stuff and outsourcers and stuff. There's just a lot of room for people to get mixed up and use the wrong account with the wrong IP or log in it from home or whatever. So we just try to keep it consistent throughout across the board, one IP address per YouTube account, and keep that for the life of the account. That keeps things a lot simpler. It also helps me to, if there's some kind of an error or some kind of a ban or some kind of a problem, it helps me to rule out that my videos got mixed with other videos and that they got associated with each other, or my IP address got banned or something. It helps me to simplify my analysis later on if I know this has only been logged into through one account ever through the life of the account. Is it dangerous to activate monetization, Vincent says, for cheap video accounts or accounts with fake views? Do you have more chance to get your account banned because of the monetization? Yeah, I believe we talked about this last session. If you're doing monetization, I would take the monetization off while you're putting fake views on that video, because it could be misconstrued that you're buying fake clicks. It is a huge no-no. It's actually illegal, I think, and it'll just get you banned right away from YouTube and Google AdWords too. So definitely watch out for that. Don't have monetization running when you're buying views, even though probably those views aren't going to click on your ads. It's possible that they will. So yeah, hey Aubrey, could you mark these things answered, because I'm going to lose track here. I don't want to lose track. If I've answered it, just mark it answered for me. Why don't you set up a PHP redirect page? Chad Campbell / keyword tool. That is a great idea, Suzanne. I should do that so that people can just do that instead of constantly me constantly finding this over and over. Part of it is I know then YouTube's going to change the URL, then I'm going to have to update my URL and everything. So, are these fake views dangerous for a client channel? I have not found them to be dangerous. You know, you're doing black hat stuff. So let me just say, if you have a white hat client channel, you really need to assess your risk and decide if that's a risk you want to take. At this point, it seems like the worst thing that happens is your views just don't count. But I don't know. I am not Google, and I don't know what they are going to decide in the future. So you want to be careful with that. I mean, like I talked last time about a video account for a family member that I was using for his reputation management. We're using to bump a lawsuit off the first page, and getting a big old YouTube view, a big YouTube thumbnail on there is one of the things we're doing. I probably wouldn't use fake views on his account just because I don't want to jeopardize it for the future. Now, I have my own personal YouTube account, and I'll show you right here. One of my test results, or one of my test videos, is this one, Make Money on YouTube. And it 110,000 views. These are all fake. Well, not all actually, because now it's getting some views on its own. But look, you can see, I mean, I created the video way back here, 2011, and the views jumped up like crazy. Obviously fake. I mean, from my viewpoint here. But and this is in my own account, so obviously I'm not so concerned with it that I'm worried that my own account's going to get in trouble. You know, it's also I blasted this thing with drip feed blast profile links for months. I've been blasting this thing for months, and this is why I say it's not that worth it. So I do a search for make money on YouTube and Google, and man, I mean, look at this. I'm not even in the first 100, and there must be 100,000 profile links pointing to this thing at this point. So, but yeah, so I'm just freely blasting this thing. If I thought it was going to jeopardize my whole account, I probably wouldn't even do it. Look, I'm not even in the first 200, man. I mean, oh, here we go. There I am. Shows you what profile links can get you these days. You know, they're not that great for ranking, let me just say. You need a huge number, maybe in the millions, to make it work. I still use them a lot, though, just for indexing, if I can't get something indexed. So yeah, but that's you know, you definitely are doing Blackhat activity, so you want to think about that when you decide which accounts you're doing it on. And I talked last week about last session about having an account that's Blackhat, having an account that's Whitehat, and you know, if you're nervous about it, do the Blackhat stuff on one account and then set up your layout up here on the Blackhat account. Go to Video Manager, or no, go to YouTube Settings. Nope, that's not it. I always get lost at this point. My channel. There we go. And then Channel Settings. And then pick your layout, and pick one of these layouts that will funnel all the PageRank out to your other account, to your Whitehat account, and that's going to be pretty safe. You're not going to get in any trouble there. Okay. If we get banned for fake views, I will blast fake views on my competition. Mike, this is a great point. I mean, if you have if it was so easy to do, I mean, everybody would go out there and buy fake views for their competition. So even the big guns that used it, I mean, in that article I showed, I can't remember exactly the link, but there was an article I showed where the major music video producers had bought fake views, and obviously they hadn't done a good job of it, and they got their view counts cut. But it wasn't like YouTube went in and deleted all the videos or deleted their accounts, but the views did count for nothing, and so their money was wasted. So, but yeah, I mean, Blast seems like everybody would be doing that if it was that easy to do. I'm sure there's other ways to get your competition's video banned, which I'm not going to go into here. Okay, let's say I'm helping an up-and-coming artist to get some buzz on YouTube. Would you recommend buying 100K or 200K views? Possibly. Again, I would always check this first with your client and tell the client, hey, you know, this is the risk. This is against YouTube's terms of service, but even the big players do it. You can even show them the article so they see, hey, there is some risk. But we've done this a lot. In general, you're probably going to be okay. Do you want us to do it or not? So then it's not on you if there is some repercussions later. But yeah, as long as their video is something that would go viral, that would get some, if it got some exposure that people would continue to watch it, it's probably worth it to jumpstart it with some fake views. Okay, if I can't activate the monetization because of fake views and I want a customized thumbnail, any other method than the monetization tips? Yes, you mean for getting your own custom thumbnail? Yes, and it's a blog post I have, if I can find it. I don't know if Seth's on there, if he knows where this is. It's to customize. You guys, I use Google to find pages on my own blog. I should probably just search my own blog. There it is. YouTube thumbnail formula. Hey, it's Chad here, and I'm going to show you video. Okay, there's me with my dreads, which I shaved off. Okay, I'm going to paste this for you. So this is, and I'll send this to everybody, if you don't want to bother with the monetization method to choose your thumbnail, you can use that video. There's some info in there about a launch. It's a past launch we did of YouTube Cash. You can just forward through the beginning of it. But yeah, definitely worth finding a way to customize your thumbnail. I mean, customized thumbnails are a major factor in determining if your video gets viral activity or not. I mean, you figure if people are searching YouTube and they've got and they're scrolling down trying to decide which video do I watch, the one with the thumbnail that is attention grabbing is going to be the one that wins. So it's definitely worth figuring that out. I mean, look at this. What do we got going on here? It's compared to down here, learn chess, openings. I mean, it's just, there's no comparison there between those two thumbnails. How can I find trending videos in my locality if my region is not represented in the trending tool? What locality are we talking? Is your region, you're talking about you're in your country or in Kuwait? In Kuwait, that is a great question. I don't know, actually. It might be best if you just pick a neighboring country, because if they're not putting that data out there, they're not putting that data out there. I don't know if it would make sense if you could find a neighboring country, and if that neighboring country is similar enough. I mean, I know if I was in the U.S. and Canada wasn't listed, I mean, if I was in Canada and Canada wasn't listed, I would look for the U.S. trends in the U.S. because I know they're going to be similar. Same thing with like Central America. I'd probably do that. Trending in Mexico, I might think, oh, it's probably also trending in some other Central American countries as well. What is the maximum competition you would go for, or is it just about time and resources? Yeah, the maximum competition, yeah, it really is just about time and resources. If you I I don't know if it's so much about the actual competition number, but more about, well, let me just say this. If you're dealing with a really high competition market, um, let's just take how to make money. It's going to be a really highly competitive market. Um, I would almost always want to have another YouTube. Oh, let me show my screen. I'm not showing my screen. I would almost always want to have another YouTube video that I'm basing my analysis off of. So I just did a search for how to make money. Super, super competitive. We've got about 3 videos here. I would probably want to go and look at them in detail and see what are they doing, how are they ranking there, how long have they been ranking there, what do their backlinks look like, um, what does their account look like. I would want to get all that information and take my cues from that, because sometimes there's anomalies with YouTube videos where they can rank for really high competition searches, like multiple millions, um, a lot easier than it would take a regular website. But if you're dealing with super, super high competition, I'd probably try to find a couple of YouTube videos that I can use as an anchor point or sort of as a jumping off point. No, I've at least got to beat these guys to get on that first page of Google. Okay, let me just get a drink of water here. Okay. Read the next question here. I have a video for website design. Hey, can I talk about the keywords and stuff here? You posted them. I was going to read it out loud, but it's going to give away your keywords and everything. Okay. I have a video for website design Kuwait. It's ranking on the 3rd page with buying some local views via local ads, some bookmarking in September, pyramid link wheel, etc. I also have article marketing robot in November and did nothing else. What do you suggest I do to get it in the SERPs? What should I do? More bookmarking or blog post by high quality PR7 link or something else? No, the first thing I would tell you to do is do 60 to 100 high page rank YouTube comments. I'm talking about comments on high page rank YouTube videos. Get YouTube video responses, those 2 things, on a high page rank videos. And after you've done those, wait a few days to a week and see how that affects your ranking. That might be all you need to rank. Also, make sure that the video is, as far as the layout goes, let me go back to my my account. Oh, hold on, let me show my screen again. I always forget when I pause it here. So you want to click up here again, go on my channel, click on my channel, then click on channel settings, and make sure your layout is set up how I set it. If your page rank's being spread out too thinly, you might want to do the everything layout, and then try to trim down these below this big main video that's playing. Try to trim down the other things on the page, so most of your page rank is funneling into that one page. That would be the first thing I would do, because really that is one of the easiest ways to rank a video, even for high competition, is getting your homepage layout set up and then doing high page rank channel commenting. I don't know what Zering, I don't know, you said should I do everything layout? I don't know what's in your account. Everything layout can put a lot of focus on one video, but if you have too much else going on below it, then it's not a good layout to use. I'm just saying, if you don't have a lot of other videos and you can delete any featured playlists, any featured channels. So it's just one. Basically, you go on the page and all there is just that one video on your homepage. That could be a use of everything layout. That could be useful. Or if you have a lot of other videos, you can make them all unlisted. That's one way. Then they won't show up on your. If you use the overview layout, all you'll have is one video on there, so all the other videos will be unlisted. That's the way you can just take them all off of that user page so that all the page rank that you funnel back through your comments is all going to your one video. But that's the first thing I would do. I think that would probably be your best bet at first. And then, yeah, after that, you've done a lot of the broad-based kind of backlinks. I might go and check if you have a list of those backlinks. I would run them all through a live check in Scrapebox. I don't know if you're familiar with a live check, but it's an add-on that can check if those pages even exist. If most of them are dead, you might want to do some more of that Blackhat linking, bookmarking, and so forth. But if a lot of them are still alive, then I would just work on getting more high page rank links. You've got a good broad base of the lower end links. Probably don't need to do more of those, unless, of course, they're all dead. Sometimes those links have all died off. Okay, I want to buy a virtual machine. Any good address? Yeah, currently we're using TrustVM, but actually you saw today how slow it was. I mean, this is super cheap down here, $11 a month. I'd rather have more TrustVM accounts at a cheaper rate than a higher quality. You get what you pay for, really. But we've used TrustVM for quite a while. Zering says he lost the audio. Did anyone else lose audio? Oh, okay. Yeah, I would just use TrustVM for that if you're looking. There's other providers though. TrustVM, they're not the best. I mean, obviously the quality, you saw how slow it was. So yeah. Today is the last webinar, Dennis. Today's the last one. I got through all my content. Again, I'll be answering more questions though, and we'll be covering any other custom things in the members area. And you have a private forum there that is just for folks who bought this training. So we'll be in there continually, posting tips and answers to any questions regarding the content here. How long should I keep my other videos listed? What if I want other videos to rank? Yeah, I know you're talking about how I said to make your other videos unlisted. That was just one possible technique. I was just listing ideas for you. Without seeing your account, it's hard for me to know exactly. But just the big picture here is you want to do high page rank YouTube commenting, like we've talked about quite a bit, and then get most of that page rank funneling to that main video that you're talking about trying to rank, that the one that you're having trouble ranking, get most of that funneled in. Somewhere you can buy high PR YouTube comments. I don't know of a place. If anyone knows of a trustworthy source, let me know. But the reality is, it's so easy for me to use my own. I have folks that work for me that outsource, and it's so easy for them to do this. Really, all I do is go to Scrapebox, scrape a huge. It takes me about maybe 4 or 5 hours to scrape a giant list of PR7, PR5, YouTube videos, and then I just say go comment on all these. That's it. That login as this user and go comment on them all, because you're using one user account for each comment. That's the whole purpose of it, is to get that one user backlink back. So there's no complication about it. There's no proxies involved. There's no IP address hiding. It's manual, so it's at a good pace. There's no issue really with being labeled as a spammer or having the activity to go too quickly. So it's, yeah, Zering Scrapebox is great. We also have a footprint finder, but it won't give you the page rank. That's the thing about it. footprint finder can help you scrape YouTube videos, but it's not going to find you PageRank. You're gonna have to then go copy and paste those YouTube URLs into a bulk PageRank. There's a lot of them out there, just bulk PageRank finder sites, but it's down here in the Blackhat bots. The footprint bot can also scrape those for you. Okay. How to set up Backlinks Genie. What to do on what days and how much of each. That really depends a lot on your strategies. Sounds like you might need a review. As a part of this training, you get a free video review of your video, your YouTube video, YouTube account, and I could help guide you with that specifically regarding your goals. It really depends on your goals, your specific goals. Okay, I believe we've got, man, you folks are still hanging on. Almost everybody is still here. I want to answer Lori's question about tracking YouTube videos via microsite masters. Okay, I use secockpit.com for that. They'll track an individual URL. I'm almost positive that microsite masters can track an individual URL, but yeah, you might be right about that. So is DJ Lobo's service real people or a bot? It's real people. I'm just going back through the questions that I missed. How long should the video be? Is there a best length? Under 10 minutes is my rule of thumb. But what I would do is I would look at your specific market, and I would check and see if in your specific market, what are the length of the videos, because you're going to find length in videos changes a lot depending on the market. For instance, in chess, most of these videos are most of these videos are tutorial type videos, and they're almost all over 10 minutes. You can see here we've got 24 minutes, 47 minutes, 29 minutes, 35 minutes, 20 minutes. It gives you an idea of the content and also the viewership, what they're willing to watch. Now, if I do a search for kittens, you're going to see a lot different here. We got 0 minutes, 2:19, 1 minute 1 second, 2 minute 33 seconds, 17 seconds, 1 minute 32 seconds. So you can see there's a big difference there. There's a big difference there, you know, in markets, what we're talking about there. I don't know if you'd call kittens a market. Search for the Olympics, and we're pretty much all over the board there, you know. So really, I would let your market tell you the length, because what you basically want is you want the people watching your video to watch it all the way through. That's going to help your YouTube ranking in the YouTube search results. And if they're not watching it all the way through, then that's going to hurt you over the long run. So however much content they want is what you want to give them, and then have them so that they'll watch it all the way through. Okay. Source for trackbacks, I gave that, I answered that. Let me see here. Sorry, folks. I think I've got everybody's questions. If anyone else has a question, we've reached to the end of the questions. We've gone for about 2.5 hours, so I know people are probably getting tired of listening to me. Um, Zeroing, I don't totally understand that question. Okay, here we got some more questions. All right, going to get Scrapebox seems well worth it. Yeah, actually, that's a good link. Let me paste that to everybody. If you want to get Scrapebox, or Aubrey, could you post that link to everybody? That Blackbeard just posted that discount for Scrapebox there. Lori, Microsoft Masters cannot. I tried this with an Amazon link and YouTube videos. Yeah, you might be right, Lori. You might be right that Microsoft Masters cannot. I used SE Cockpit for it. There's also some pretty good free options. I could, if you post this question in the forum, I could give you a few options. I don't want to just sit here and try to remember URLs. I'm not too good at that, as you can see. Steve Kilberg, just to reiterate, if we're trying to rank one video to start, change your channel layout to everything, get high quality PR comment links back to that video, and the PR juice will pass through and subsequently rank the video. Yes, that is correct. Change it to everything, but make sure when you change it to everything, the everything layout, you don't have anything else on the page. That's the goal. You don't want to have any other links going out to the page, because it'll automatically post like some channel activity, or some let me see here, featured playlists, featured channels. You don't want any of that. All you want is this box on the top of the one video in the everything layout. But yeah, that's what will happen. Like rank for the word chess, but want to rank for chess in Kuwait, not globally. I don't want to rank for chess in Kuwait because nobody is typing that. I want to rank for chess. I see. A couple signals you can give Google. Okay, so Zering's asking, what if I want to rank for chess, but not globally? I only want to rank for the people searching chess in Kuwait. If someone's not in Kuwait, I don't necessarily want them to see the video. There's a couple signals you can give Google. One, put the location of the video. When you are in your video editor area, you can give it a location. And in that, make it be Kuwait. That's going to help you. Also, language signals. If the language in the comments and in the description are not a global language, especially not in English, that's going to help you as well. And even you can put Kuwait and stuff in the description and in the tags, and that'll help you to rank for people that are sitting in Kuwait typing in the word chess. What is a normal PR of a normal video in a normal account? What is the normal PR of a normal video in a normal account? Because I look maybe 20 videos and the lower is a PR4. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by normal video in a normal account, but it sounds like you're asking, is it really true that there are really high page rank videos out there? And there definitely are, but if you just sit in and like say if I just typed in chess here and I go to my YouTube search and then I go over to YouTube and then I just start clicking on all these videos and checking on their page rank, it's unlikely that I'm going to find a video. Now, if I go into Scrapebox, in the last session I showed you real quickly in Scrapebox how to find videos, or how to find high page rank, how to scrape for high page rank pages. If I use scrape box for that, it's going to take me about 15 minutes, and I'm going to come up with a list of like 50 PR6 videos. So there's tons of them out there. I mean, a normal video that isn't backlinked and the channel's not optimized is probably not going to have much page rank at all. But there are definitely some high page rank videos, a lot of them too, out there. It's not that hard to find 100 PR6 videos on a topic, even on a specific topic. Like for my family member, we've been doing this high page rank backlinking for his YouTube account. He's in construction, so just purely looking for construction videos, I have massive numbers of high page rank videos just based on construction. Now, you don't have to make them topically focused. I mean, I think it probably helps if you search for high page rank videos that are on your same topic. That's going to be even better. You don't necessarily have to, but that's what I did for him. And even within his little niche topic of home building, there were a lot of high page rank videos to comment on. So. Okay. People used to talk about tag ripping, taking tags from high viewed videos and using them in your tags. But YouTube doesn't show tags anymore. Is there a good way to get good tags like you would do in tag ripping now that YouTube is not showing tags? No, tag ripping I don't think is quite as powerful as it used to be. Specifically, what tag ripping used to be is that if you were on a video site, it would show the tags here, and then you could just imitate the tags, and you would get on the right, you would get listed as a related video because your tags were the same. But now related videos are based on so many other things. They're based on your search history, videos watched in the past, and tags the subject matter, your location. There's so many things now that they base this on that the tag ripping doesn't really work anymore. So I wouldn't really be too concerned about that. I would just try to make your tags relevant. Make sure that your target key phrase is in the tags, and then a few other relevant phrases. I wouldn't worry so much about tag ripping anymore. I used search status to check some channel pages, and the page rank was private. Oh, this is a great question. I'm glad you asked. If you look up here at the top of this video, the URL is https://. If you have, and this YouTube will automatically display the secure version of the page, HTTPS, which all the HTTPS versions of these videos are PageRank private. But if you just type in here and you go to HTTP without the HTTPS, then you can see that same video that I was on before is actually a PR6. If you look down here in the lower right, you can see PageRank 6. Whereas if it was when it was a secure page, it was a private PageRank. So yeah, make sure you're looking at the HTTPS version. I mean the HTTP, not HTTPS version, to get the PageRank. If I comment on a video of PageRank 4, I lose my time because it's easy to find PageRank 5 or 6. Correct. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much don't even bother. I mean, unless my outsourcers are running out of stuff to do, then I'll say, hey, go comment on a bunch of PR4s as well. But mostly we just focus on PR5, 6, and 7s because there's so many to find. We don't really bother with PR4s, commenting on PR4s. You can do it though. It really depends on your niche. If your niche is not so popular, if it's a lower, sort of under the radar type of a niche, you might find that you're having a little more trouble finding PR7s and PR6s, and then I would go for PR4s. But yeah, you should be able to find PR5s, even topically related PR5, 6, and 7s. Lori says, if you are not doing affiliate marketing, how are you monetizing YouTube videos? For me, I use YouTube more as a list, and this is a whole different strategy, but it is a really important strategy where you're developing a relationship, where I'm developing a relationship with my subscribers. So if you go to my YouTube account, you're going to find, and I have to log out or what? Hold on, let me. So I have 548 people here that are my subscribers. Every time I post a new video, they get notified of it. Also, and then I sell my own stuff right in these videos. If you're talking about this specific account, I mean, this is not really showing my other accounts, but pretty much I don't really do affiliate marketing. I'm not against it, but I have my own products. So even if I'm in another niche, it's my own product that I'm selling in the videos, and so then there's less I don't have to do like URL forwarding. I don't have to do I don't have to worry about being labeled as affiliate marketer because everything is united. I'll have a YouTube channel that's all about one topic. Like I have a medical health related site that the whole video and the channel and everything is all about that topic. The video itself is a soft sell for my product, and I'm pushing people off YouTube to my actual sales page from that YouTube video. So that's what I'm using YouTube for mostly. But I know that not everybody wants to have their own products. Some people like the hands-off income without a lot of support issues that comes with affiliate marketing. So that's why I'm talking about affiliate marketing as well. And it's a quick way to get started. But that's what I use YouTube for myself. I think about YouTube and Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter, all of these just like lists, just like email lists. So if you go into the members area and you look at my email list secrets course, that's what I do with my YouTube account. That's what I do with my, where is it down here? Email list secrets right here. These strategies that I talk about in this course are what I use for my YouTube account, for my Facebook account, for my Google Plus account, for everything. I'm looking at it like a list of people that I want to have a relationship with and build a relationship with and give good content to, and then also sell things to. So excuse me. You should comment only on videos of your niche. Is that changing something? Or you can comment on random high page rank videos. You know what, Vincent? It works both ways. I was just saying it's probably a higher quality link if you have a lot of high PR videos, 5, 6, and 7s in your niche. It's probably better to comment and get links from those than to get links from just any random source. But the nice thing is that all of the page rank is getting funneled through your user page. So all that page rank that I would get if I went out and commented would come back to my Chad T. Kimball user page, which is topically relevant, and then the page rank is getting funneled from my user page out to these videos. So it's still going to be really powerful. You can go out and just find a random PR7. I've done a lot of that, and it's worked really well too. So you don't have to only do videos in your topic area. I'm just saying, if there are a lot in your topic area that are high page rank, start there. Who do you use for software development? Any developers you'd like to share? Well, first of all, we develop in Ubot. So actually, Aubrey and her son, believe it or not, are both becoming pretty proficient in Ubot. We use Ubot because it's so easy to find someone to make Ubot, and it's easy for us to fix the Ubot scripts if they break. It's a lot harder to find someone that you trust that's a good developer in just like some other programming language. Also, Ubot is set up for the kind of things we want our bots to do, so I don't have to worry about the programmers building a browser or knowing how to get a piece of software to function like a real user in a real browser. Everything Ubot does is like a real browser in a browser window, and that's what I'm trying to do. So we pick Ubot for that, and then we use a variety of different folks, which I probably will not give my sources out to you guys, but one of them is Aubrey. She works for me, and she's most of you have probably interacted with her in the support area. She's becoming pretty proficient, and we got her son started now on Ubot as well, and he's a pretty he's like a whiz kid. So Lori, if you want to hire Aubrey, you can contact her. I don't have a corner on Aubrey. I'm not Aubrey's only client, so you'd have to message her and see what you need made, and she could see if she can help you or not. Probably depends on how advanced it is. Aubrey, you could just post your contact stuff in there if you want. I don't know if Aubrey's still here. Yeah, you're still here. Can you comment on a couple of models that work very well with videos? Do you mean income models? Are you talking about income models? Okay, let me talk about a couple. First of all is lead gen. Well, let me talk about one that's really powerful, is prospecting with YouTube. And what I'm talking about is, let me show you this. So I have this video. Oh, it's not showing up. I'm in 100 results. Hold on, let me see if I can jump into Chrome here. Just a sec. So what you can do is you can actually rank a YouTube video fairly quickly for local terms. Okay, talking about dentist city name, and you can actually pick maybe 10 cities in your area and make a video dentist plus their city name, and then rank videos on the first page for each one of those. And I'll show you an example here. Let me go back to let me show you my screen. So I started doing this. This was just a recent little test I did. Kind of fell off the map with the launch and then me getting strep throat and everything. But you can see Dentist Cicero, which is a fairly large suburb in the Chicago area. And if you do it in quotes, it's pretty low competition, so it shouldn't be hard to do it quickly. 15,000 competing results. And now you might not see this video in your area because it's probably showing this because I'm in Chicago area. But if you scroll down, it's only been, man, I don't know, maybe a week or something, and I'm already here almost up to the first page. You can see my video down here, Dentist Cicero. And what you can do is you can make the description have a local dentist that you're interested in targeting as a prospect, have their info right here in the description. And then once it bumps up to page 1, and all I did, this is really all I've done with Dentist Cicero, is I did 1 hour backlinks, just a 1 hour backlinks blast, which is like a really low quality, super fast backlink source. It's blog comments. Literally, this is the order form. They're fairly cheap. I mean, look, if I go all the way up to 3,000 links, it's only $40. Again, I think I probably did like $10 worth of links. Yeah, something like that. 725 backlinks. And then I just did high page rank commenting on this account. And you can actually see a lot of my case studies in this same account. Now you won't know exactly what we did with each of those videos, but you can get the idea of the different things we've been testing. But as soon as this ranks on the first page of Google, you contact the dentist and say, hey, I put up a video for you just as a test. It's on the first page of Google. It has your business info on it. And they're going to see their thumbnail, their business info right there. I mean, how could they not become your client? That's a really, really powerful way to get a client. And you could, obviously, you can only do this for one city at a time. because otherwise you'll be competing against yourself for those spots. But if you're in an area with a large number of suburbs, you could easily have an account with like 15 videos, dentist plus different city name, have them all on the first page for their specific uh, city name plus dentist phrase, and then just rotate out different prospects in the description area. If someone says no, not interested, then you, okay, all right, I'll just, I'll go and sell this to your competitor, and then you switch their info out in the description. Wait for YouTube to update the description in the public in their search results, and then contact the next dentist. And you could do this with a bunch of cities, and it's really a great prospecting tool. So that's one thing you could use it for. And or you could just sell or rent the video out to dentists without even having to put their name in. So you can say, hey, do you see that video? If you do a search for dentist Cicero, you see that video right there on the first page with a thumbnail? I can put your business information on that video for $100 a month, or $300 a month, or $500 a month, whatever it's worth to them. Because YouTube videos rank so well, and because these local terms are really not that competitive, but this is exactly what a dentist in Cicero wants to show up for. Even though it's only 15,000 results, this is what they want to show up for. So it's a great way to get them in the door, and you don't always have to have the hassle of having a client. You could just sell the, rent out, lease out the video to clients, and they'll know, hey, if they stop buying it from you, then you can just go and sell it to their competitor in the same suburb. That's the kind of thing that works great here in Chicago, because we've got such just because we've got a large number of suburbs and a sizable population in each suburb. I mean, just in Cicero alone, there are oh, it's not showing me a map because I'm in quotes. Hold on, let me do this without quotes. You can see how many dentists there are. I mean, there's a huge number of dentists just in the suburb of Cicero, just because there's so many people. There's a big prospect pool there to pull from. And you can do it for even really, really expensive suburbs. Is a way that you can guarantee high-paying clients. So that's one monetization method. Zering, let me know what specific software you're talking about there. Okay, let me give you another model. So I talked to you about the affiliate model. That's working great. Another model is to do. Well, let me stick with the local one, because this is another one that I know is working really well. Without even having to get clients or anything like that, just ranking for local terms for your own, if you have a local business, it works really, really well with this whole idea of high page rank video commenting on your account and long tail videos, maybe 20 videos, all targeting long tail phrases. When I talk about long tail phrases, I'm talking about phrases like this, under 50,000 or under 100,000 competing results in quotes. You're going to be able to rank a large number of those videos just by doing the high page rank commenting on the account and targeting low competition, or low competition long tail phrases. But this can also work for long tail phrases in whatever niche you are in. And then what you do is once you get a hold on, let me just type back to once you all right, sorry, now I'm back. I had to type an answer there to somebody. Once you start to rank, then you need to take advantage of all the annotations videos and instructions that we have in the members area, because you can highly monetize these videos once you see them ranking and send them off to your own site and your own products. That is that. I mean, that's the way I personally use YouTube. Is I'm sending people off of YouTube into my own autoresponder sequences. Um, so those are two big ways that you can use YouTube. I don't know. There's just so many. Um, Brian, I don't know if you can focus me a little bit if you have a specific type of business model that you're looking for. Um, okay, let me go down here to Vincent. You speak about Red Thumb. What happened if your top comment or your video has too much red thumb? I'm assuming when you say red thumb, you mean thumbs up. Um, I've never had a top comment get too many thumbs ups. Um, yeah, usually I'm spreading my thumbs ups out. Like I outsource my thumbs ups, so usually I spread them out among a bunch of videos. So I'll do like 10 per video, and then if a few of the videos didn't get top comment from that, say maybe they need 20 or 30, then I'll do another campaign on those specific ones. But I mean, you see top voted comments with 80, 90 thumbs ups, so I don't think you really have to worry about too many. I mean, I've never tried to send 1,000 thumbs up to a video. That seems like that's a little like overkill. I don't know why you'd need to do that, but sorry if you mentioned, but what do you charge for these videos to dentists to sell or rent? Suzanne, that really depends on the dentist because if we're part of an inner city ministry. We live in the inner city. I'll tell you right away, almost all the dentists around here take public health care. And they have more than enough clients that are coming in with public health care, and they're not gonna pay me a lot. They probably wouldn't. I wouldn't even try to get them as a client. But if I go north to the wealthy suburbs, and for some of those dentists up there, they have a really high price point and high profit margin. They're not only doing just basic dental work, but they're also doing cosmetic dental work. They have people that have money to burn, and even stuff that's not paid for by insurance, like teeth whitening and all kinds of corrective stuff. Those people up there are going to pay a lot more for a video. So I would say, I mean, I know it's hard to say, but I wouldn't go lower than a couple $100, that's for sure. Because if they're not willing to pay you more than under a couple $100, they're probably not worth it as a client. But if you can get people to pay a lot more than that, higher price point clients, definitely do it. Target those folks first. Have you been able to be out Google Places Maps with your local videos? Beat out. I think you mean beat out. If I've been able to beat out. Frankly, usually I just settle for a let me go back so I can get a map here. Usually I'll just settle for a video right here, which is definitely possible. I see it all the time. I'll just settle for a video on there. I'm usually not trying to pop up above this map. It's Google wants all this to be ultra local. Now it's possible if you have a video that's hyper focused on one specific business, very focused on their address, their location, the whole video is about their specific business, then it's possible you'd be able to bump up here. But more than likely you're going to have to settle for a spot below. I'm not saying it's impossible. Definitely each search engine result page is different. So if you're in a lower competition market, it might be possible, but usually I'll just settle for below the map. When doing this long tail phrase, low competition stuff, do you need to have words in the video or just slides? If words, can each video be the same? Can you add a slide to the same digital footprint or do the words need to be different? No, you know what? I would I would definitely have words in there because that's going to keep your people watching. You want words sort of following a story, but I don't see a problem with having the same words, different images. That way you can vary. You can have a whole bunch of different videos, and you only have to come up with basically one storyline to kind of keep people pulled through. Brian, let me know if that answered or if you need some more ideas. That's definitely a question for the forum. I think there's a lot of different ways to monetize YouTube videos. Um, I could give you more ideas here, just a little scatterbrained right now. There's so many ideas though we could talk about. Um, but yeah, definitely ask in the forum if you want more detailed business ideas, business models that work well with video. Your thumbs up software for top comments. How would you use this for local clients? Well, for top commenting, the main thing with local clients you're going to do is you're going to use it to for the backlinking benefit. I mean, if you're getting backlinks and they're getting bumped off the bottom, backlinks through comments that are getting bumped off the bottom of the page, then you want to do top commenting just so you can get your comment link to stay on top and not leave the page that has high page rank. That's one thing you're gonna do with local clients. Second of all, it just really depends on the niche. I mean, if there are a lot of highly viewed videos in that local niche, then you could do the same exact strategy with local clients. Hey, has anybody heard of Billy Bob, attorney, whatever on XYZ Road? Has anybody ever heard of him? Let me know. And then you have another guy on there. Hey, yeah, I've heard of him. I've used him. He's great. And then thumbs up both of those things to the top. You want to be careful there with fake testimonials for real businesses that can get you in trouble. But even if you can use a real, an excerpt from a real testimonial for your comment, and then thumbs up both of those to the top. It really would depend on if you can find videos in your local niche that have a high traffic where that strategy is worth it. But if there are some, it'd definitely be worth it. What if you have too much negative thumbs on your top? Oh, I see what you're asking. Vincent's asking if people give your video comment a thumb down, will that affect your will that affect your ranking? Yes, it will. So, for example, what you see here, you see these two top comments. If your comment is horrible, which is why I say make them manual and make them good, because if your comment is horrible, people can vote it down. I can vote this guy's down, and if everybody on this call went and voted this guy's comment down, it would drop off the top comment page. Now this guy would be a little harder because he got 33 thumbs ups, but still, probably if everybody watching here gave this guy a thumbs down, then it would drop off the top comment list. So yeah, I did not mention that, but that was really the reason why I said, hey, please make your comment manual and make it a good comment so that it's doesn't get voted off, so it stays up there on the top. That's the advantage of using that strategy of making a discussion, because then it looks real, like these two people are having a discussion. It's a valuable discussion with good info. Let's keep it up there. Can the owner of the video take your top comment off? I don't believe so. But anyone can flag it for spam. See that? And anyone can vote it down. So that's why you want to be careful. If the owner of the video flags your comment as spam, like say it's your competitor, and you're trying to get traffic off of their video, and they notice that, they could flag you as spam and get your video removed completely. All right. I believe believe I got everybody's question. I'm just scrolling through the questions here, making sure. But I believe got everybody's. Yep. Okay. Um, any other good people on Fiverr you'd like to recommend? You know what? Why don't you post, Lori, if you could post, because I do have some other good people to recommend, but I'm really bad with remembering details like usernames and names and URLs. If you could post that in that thread in the forum, we could even keep it private just for people in the advanced Blackhat training, and anybody that's used different Fiverr gigs for these type of strategies, we can post in there and share resources, because we all know that not all Fivers are created equal. I can specifically recommend some Fiverr for thumbs ups that I've used quite a bit, where you can get like 70 thumbs ups for pretty cheap. So yeah. Well, Lori, I'll at least post in it. If you post a thread in there, in the private area there for the people in this course, I can at least post my recommendations for the thumbs ups. But it could be that people don't have as much experience with Fiverr, or they're just not willing to share their Fiverr secrets. Some people don't, they've got a little resource there that's super cheap, don't want it to get overused or the price to bump up. So, all right, folks. Well, we got everybody's questions. I think I'm going to end the webinar now. I have my voice is getting pretty tired, and 3 hours, 10 minutes spent pretty long. I'm getting pretty hungry too. So, but it's been great having everybody on. Appreciate you guys staying for the length of this, man. You guys are a marathon webinar folks here. Well, I guess you could sit there and be eating pizza and popping open your favorite brew while I'm slaving away. So, but yeah, it's great to have you all on here, and hopefully I was clear. My presentation was helpful. And again, we have a private area in the forum. You can post any questions. Please don't post questions related to these techniques in the public forum for the other members, because we want to keep this among only our members. But now that I'm kind of back in the saddle, I will get to everybody's questions in the forum quicker, and your support answers. I've been just totally out of the loop because I've been basically sleeping for the past 2 days, 3 days, and just taking ibuprofen and antibiotics. So, but now that I'm back in the saddle, I can jump in and get to everybody's questions. So yeah, feel free, if there's any question you forgot or to ask, or any question that I missed, please jump in the members area and ask it. Also, tomorrow we are having a Q&A webinar. Tomorrow, Thursday the 11th, and I believe it is I believe it's at noon, but I can't remember. Let me find it. I just don't want to give people bad information here. Let me just, before I end this, let me just make sure that it's at noon. Yeah, noon Central Time. So if you're confused about the time zones, just type in what time is it in Chicago, and you'll know what time. Noon Chicago time is when we're going to have that. And so, but that'll be, everyone in the members area is invited to that. So if you're looking for answers on this specific technique, you can still type them into the question box in the Q&A, but I might have to either type them back to you, or I might have to answer them in some kind of vague way to not give away the techniques. So please, if you ask your questions for these advanced techniques, please type like YouTube Blackhat Advanced question, just so Aubrey knows and I know not to publicly put it in the webinar chat and all that. So yeah, so if you have more questions that you forgot, you can always jump into the Q&A tomorrow at noon Central Time. We do those every single week, alternating between noon and 8 p.m. Central Time just to try to hit everybody. But tomorrow's is at noon. And again, ask any questions inside the members area. I'm here almost every day answering questions. All right, folks, it's been great having you on here, and I will see you in the members area, on the Q&As, or in the forum.